What's good, y'all? We got to talk about this irrelevant R&B singer. Her name is Ari Lennox. Now, I know a majority of y'all have never heard of this woman. I only know about her because she used to be signed to J. Cole's record label Dreamville. She's pretty much clout chasing and she's rage baiting, right? Because nobody listens to her music anymore and because she's no longer affiliated with J. Cole. Now what she's doing is she's taking shots at comedic acting legends like Martin Lawrence and Bernie Mac, right? So she's basically saying that she found the jokes that Martin made on Pam very offensive because she doesn't like the fact that Martin was making jokes on a black chocolate woman, and she said that growing up as a dark-skinned chocolate woman, she felt like Martin was going too far. Do you hear how stupid this bitch sounds, y'all? Do you hear how stupid and idiotic this bitch? So she's basically saying that Martin shouldn't have been making jokes on Pam because she's dark-skinned. Last time I checked, Martin is dark-skinned too. Martin and Pam is the same skin tone, bruh. And what I don't understand is Martin and Pam, they used to both crack on each other, bro. It wasn't just like Martin was just picking on Pam. Pam used to always make jokes about how short Martin is. Pam used to always talk about Martin's ears. You know what I'm saying? And Martin used to talk about Pam's her weaves and shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? He used to talk about the buckshots on the back of her neck, them little napros, you know what I'm saying? But that's a part of the show's dynamic, bro. Like, that's a part of the show. Like, Martin used to crack on everybody, bro. And if you want to be honest, I think out of everybody, I think Cole got roasted the worst out of everybody on that show. To the point where after the show was pretty much done, the actor that plays Cole on the Martin show, he actually came out and said that him and Martin had some issues with each other because Martin was actually getting kind of disrespectful with him. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to come out and say that he went too far with anybody, you should say that he went too far with Cole, because Martin Lawrence and the woman that plays Pam, they actually have a very good friendship and relationship. Like, they've been friends since they filmed the show together. Even when Martin had issues with Tashina Arnold because she filed that lawsuit, the sexual harassment lawsuit against Martin. Martin and the woman that plays Pam, they were still on good terms that entire time. So actually, I'm sorry, y'all. Tashina Arnold is the woman that plays Pam. I'm sorry. Tisha Campbell. I'm sorry, y'all. Tisha Campbell is the one that plays Gina, right? So when Tisha Campbell filed that sexual lawsuit against Martin and Tashina Arnold were still very good friends, right? Like, they actually have a very good relationship, right? So if she's not coming out saying that Martin went too far with the jokes, then why are you coming out, complaining? First of all, this show has been canceled since when did the Martin show end? I think it ended in 1996, 1998. Like, why are you trying to paint this narrative, bro? Like, I don't understand. Like, Martin Lawrence is damn near a senior citizen now, right? And guys, to take things a step further, now she's criticizing Bernie Mac, who's not even alive anymore. Bernie Mac passed away years ago. He's a comedic legend. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I never found Bernie Mac funny, but most people feel like Bernie Mac is one of the funniest comedians of all time. I used to watch the Bernie Mac show. I think the Bernie Mac show was hilarious, right? But she took it a step further, and now she's saying that she just watched the Bernie Mac stand-up a few years ago, and she understands why he's a legend, but she also couldn't help but to feel uncomfortable about some of his jokes too. Now, Ari Lennox, in case you have a low IQ, because maybe you're just not a smart person, that's a comedian's job, right? Like a comedian's job is to make humor of things that, you're not normally supposed to make humor of, right? A comedian is supposed to offend you, right? Like, we've seen comedians literally make jokes on people in the crowd, right? They may talk about your biggest insecurity, right? If you got a jacked up hairline, they're gonna talk about your hairline. If you got some big ass lips, they're gonna talk about your lips, right? If you're fat, they're gonna talk about your weight, right? A comedian is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, right? That's their job. But unfortunately, bro, we live in a world today where the world is so sensitive, and You got this feminist. This is really what this is. This is really some feminist shit going on, right? Like Ari Lennox she's only doing this because she doesn't like the fact that Martin Lawrence was making jokes on a black woman that's the same skin tone as her. That's the only reason why she's making these comments, right? Why isn't she making comments about Martin cracking jokes on Gina? Because Martin would crack jokes. He cracked jokes on everybody, right? You know why she's not talking about Martin cracking jokes on Gina? Because she's light-skinned. Let's talk about it. You know why she's not talking about Martin making jokes about Cole? Because he's a man and he's not a woman. You know why she's not talking about Martin cracking jokes on Tommy? Because he's a man, not a woman. So this is some colorist, feminist bullshit that Ari Lennox has going on that, quite frankly, nobody gives a fuck about, right? Tashina Arnold herself came out and defended Martin and said that the jokes that Martin would make on everybody on the show, they were not meant to be offensive, right? It was just pure humor, right? So the woman that you out here crashing out about, that you're rage baiting, she ain't even with you. Like, she would come out and say to herself, like, nah, me and Martin was really good friends. That was just a part of the show, you know. And listen, like, I think a lot of people forget that Martin wasn't just an actor. The guy was a stand-up comedian, bro. Like, Martin's stand-up comedy was so R-rated that, you know, they used to try to get his stand-ups like shut down and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Martin was known for making the most inappropriate jokes. So he brought that same level of humor as best as he could to his TV show on Martin because he's a comedian. The guy's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to make this video, bro, because enough is enough, bro. Like, this whole cancel movement, this whole, oh, you know, I'm a black woman. And like, this is what I don't get, right? Why do these black women that are dark skinned, why do they feel like they can critique men for making fun of them, but if they say something about a light skinned person or a white person, it's all good, right? If you want to be offended, keep that same energy for everybody, right? Don't just talk about Pam getting made fun of on the show. Talk about Gina getting made fun of on the show. The fact that you're just publicly stating that you didn't like Martin's jokes because you grew up being a dark-skinned woman, you know what that means? You were insecure. That means growing up, you were insecure. And that has nothing to do with anybody else, bro. You taking out your insecurity on Martin Lawrence and Bernie Mac, you know, it's making you look unintelligent. It's making you look emotionally unstable. It's making you look insecure. And maybe you should put that same energy into making better music, Ari Lennox. Maybe you should put that energy into, you know, people talking about you for your talent and instead of talking about you for criticizing legends. Because that's what you're not gonna do. We're not gonna sit back and let you try to destroy the image of legends like Martin Lawrence and Bernie Mac. That's what we're not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're not gonna do, right? Stop being mad at everybody because, you know, your music ain't selling, your music ain't charting, you're not on J. Cole's label no more, nobody's talking about you. You know, stop taking that out on the legends and just get better at making music. Simple. So let me know what y'all think about this, man. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. You know what I'm saying? We gotta call these people out, man, because I'm not gonna sit back and let this woman try to tarnish Martin Lawrence and Bernie Mac's legacy, bro. I'm just not gonna do it, bro. You know, this bitch is clout chasing, she's rage baiting, and she's an insecure little bitch. Let's just call it what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave a comment. I'm out.